Well, good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Natalia and I am a nature photographer. I am by no means a professional, but I try my best. Today is a very special day. As you can see, I am not in my home country. I am in Rovaniemi, Finland. Today it's a very special day because I might be able to achieve a lifelong dream. Many people dream about getting to see the Northern Lights, and today might be that day for me. Ever since I was a little kid, I always felt drawn to the Northern Lights in a way that I cannot explain. And today is finally the day that I might be able to see them. We have a tour booked for tonight that, of course, it depends on the weather conditions and the sun forecast. Right now the weather is amazing. It's completely clear skies. Last night it was not the case, so today might be our lucky day, and I will of course take you along with me, and I will try my best to film as much as I can and to document as much as I can, because I want to be able to look back on this over and over again. So let's try this out. So, as you can see, I am back home now, and I will tell you everything about the experience on the Aurora Hunt, but there is a reason that I have to film here, so let me explain. So let's recap a little bit about how that day went. After what you just saw that I had filmed that morning, we had a full day scheduled of activities, so let's get back to once we were back in the cabin with everything prepared for the hunt. Before the trip, I made my homework on how to photograph the Northern Lights, and this is everything I took with me on the hunt. First and foremost, my tripod. It is very important to have a tripod with you. To photograph the Northern Lights, you need a very low shutter speed, and it is important to have a tripod so your photos don't come out blurry. A wide aperture lens. I brought my Sigma 24mm 1.4f with me. It is a great lens for astrophotography, and even though I shoot with a DSLR camera and it turns out to be somewhere around 35mm if I'm not mistaken, it still works for me. I had two remote shooters with me, a Bluetooth one and a wired one, and I am so glad that I bought this wired one just a few days prior to the trip, because with the nerves, excitement and the Aurora and everything, you don't really want to be worrying about pairing your Bluetooth remote and its own battery. You just plug this one in and you're ready to go, so I definitely recommend to have a wired one. A plastic bag. I know it may seem totally random, but when you leave your camera outside with freezing conditions, everything will start to freeze. It was minus 11 degrees Celsius that night. So, with everything frozen, you don't really want to bring your camera or your equipment inside just like that. Because of the difference in temperature, it will start to create condensation and it can really screw up your expensive equipment. So you put everything in a plastic bag and leave it inside in a place where you're not near it or you're not breathing onto it, and just let the camera slowly get to room temperature. You just need to remember to remove the battery and the SD card before putting the camera inside the plastic bag. I also had a headlamp with a red light with me, but I didn't need to use this one as the moon was shining really bright that night. I also brought an extra battery with me, which fortunately I did not use, but it is really important to have an extra battery with you at all times, and during cold weather it is important to keep it close to your body and keep it warm so that the cold doesn't drain it. I had previously taken the UV filter out of the lens. It is very important to do so because the UV filter can create some circles in the photos with the Aurora, so it's best to take it out. You will not need it anyways. So, with all the homework done, we jumped in the car and went to the pickup location to wait for our guide. I was checking all the apps and the data for that night was not looking great, but as our guide said, the Aurora is really unpredictable, and this is especially true during the equinox, which happens in September and March, so I was still really hopeful. Once we were picked up, we started driving away from Rovaniemi. As you can see, I tried filming, but it was really dark, and I soon realized it was pointless for me to be wasting my camera's battery and wasting space in my SD cards, so I gave up on filming. We drove an hour and a half away from Rovaniemi. The aurora was able to be picked up by the cameras, but we could not see it yet with our own eyes. So, driving to a better location, a woman from the tour was able to see the aurora through the van's window, and we quickly stopped and snapped some photos. I was told by our guide that I shouldn't set up my tripod yet because we were gonna drive back to a near field that we had just passed. And so we did, and we stayed all night in that field photographing the aurora. Despite all the homework that I had done and all the investigation, I was really struggling to focus my lens, so thanks to our guide, I was able to do so, and I was able to snap a lot of pictures that I will be inserting right now. So sit back and enjoy. The tour also included photos and videos, which I will be inserting right now. I want to say special thanks to Kun, our guide, which was not only amazing, but he also managed to snap some time lapses of me shooting the aurora, and he also managed to capture some photos and videos that I will cherish forever. As I feared, because of the excitement, cold, darkness, the aurora, everything, it was really hard for me to film more. I prioritized taking photos and just taking in the moment. It has been my lifelong dream to experience the Northern Lights, and I was accomplishing it, so you can imagine why I was so nervous and it was hard for me to do everything at once. The aurora started out strong, and then it would dim a little bit. It would come back alive for a few minutes and then dim again. The moon made it pretty hard on us to watch the aurora become strong, but I still found the experience and everything to be magical, and we were even able to see the aurora dancing in the sky. After a few hours, some hot berry juice and some ginger cookies, we headed back to our drop-off location, and we ended up returning to the cabin at around 4 a.m. It was a surreal and incredible experience that I highly recommend anyone to do. It is very important though to hire a professional and go on an aurora hunt, because people don't really realize how hard it can be to spot the aurora, especially with all the clouds around. And with a guide, you at least heighten your chances to close to 100%. So it is really important to do so. Also, if you are a photographer like me, going with another fellow enthusiast is priceless too. You get to share your experience with someone who shares your passion, and you can also get some help and tips from them, which is really helpful, and in my case I really need it. If you're chasing the aurora or planning to see the northern lights, and I can give you some advice, I would say do your homework beforehand, be extremely prepared, and try to simplify everything that you will need in the moment, because everything happens fast, and with the nerves and the excitement you will really appreciate having things simplified. I just realized there has been a bag over here for most of the video, so I apologize for that. I just wanted to say I am forever grateful for this experience. I hope this is just the beginning for me, as I really want to experience the northern lights more often, and hopefully in the future be able to post more photos and content about them. I hope you enjoyed the video and the photos and learned something from my experience. And to all of you who are going to see the northern lights, good luck. Don't forget to be present in the moment and take it all in. And yeah, I will see you very soon. Take care.